Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and share. Here's a situation where the cooking oil is smoking profusely in this wok. When the oil smokes like this, it means that they have reached what is known as the smoking point. This is the temperature when the oil starts to dissociate. The result is the formation of different byproducts. And recently, my friend Janet asked me, how dangerous would it be for a person to breathe in this oil fume? Well, the answer is a little bit more complicated than what is on the surface. Because like anything else, too much of something is not a good thing. A good example is that if you drink too much water, water could be toxic to you. Similarly, oxygen is necessary for our survival. If one breathes in too much oxygen, it might turn out to be harmful as well. So in this video, I would like to address the harmful effect of oil film and how to prevent them as much as possible when you cook. From laboratory studies using experimental animals, it was shown that oil film contain chemicals that could be carcinogenic, which means that they can cause cancer. Carcinogens are chemicals that are capable of causing mutations in normal cells. In the case of smoking, the cigarette smoke contains a very large number of chemical carcinogens. And the end result of smoking is that it causes mutation in lung cells. And this results in a huge amount of mutations and therefore has much greater tendency for these cells to become cancer cells. In our modern environment, we constantly exposed to carcinogens that are present in the air. These carcinogens are the result of pollutions from industrial production as well as from automobiles. However, these chemicals, in terms of the capacity in causing lung cancer, is much less in comparison to cigarette smokes. People who smoke cigarettes has many folds more likely to have lung cancer. Similarly, for individuals who are around people who smoke will take in secondhand smoke. This also increases their likelihood to have lung cancer. So a natural question for anyone to ask is whether a cooking oil film also enhances the likelihood for lung cancer. And the answer is yes. In a recent study that in comparing women who cook that with their exposure to cooking oil film compared to women who do not expose to them, there's definitely a significant increase of lung cancer for women who continuously exposed to cooking oil film. The level of increase in lung cancer is definitely higher even though it is very low. In this research study, the results demonstrate that the risk in causing lung cancer by exposure to cooking oil film is far less than cigarette smoking. In this study, when they examine a woman who cook with stir frying but use a fume hood that will remove all the cooking oil film from the surrounding environment, have no risk for lung cancer. And therefore, based on their finding, the researchers strongly recommend the use of an exhaust hood during stir frying. They suggest that this will negate the negative effect of the cooking oil film. Even though they think the exposure to cooking oil film in normal cooking or stir frying situation, the risk of lung cancer in fact is very low. After reading this research, it became very clear to me that we should do everything we can, try to have an exhaust hood set up during stir frying. Generally, cooking oil film is inevitable in any type of frying, whether it is stir frying or just simply pan frying. However, in the case stir frying, the likelihood of generating cooking oil fume is much greater. Therefore, it is important to take the necessary precautions. In the case that I use the spot seasoning method, that a small amount of cooking oil fume will be generated, and it is very important to control so that you will not have this profusion of cooking oil fume generation as shown here. So taking careful control of the heat during stir frying is very important. When you start to see a lot of cooking oil fume generation, then you should turn the heat down. Cooking oil fume generation usually only happens in the beginning of the cooking process. Once you keep cooking, what you see are mainly steam generation, particularly from vegetables. And when you properly control the amount of heat that you apply to the wok, you can very much reduce the cooking oil fume generation. So my answer to the question whether it is safe to stir fry, and yes, as long as you have a exhaust fume hood set up. And in my case, I try to get the most powerful fume hood that I can get will fit into the kitchen. And it is also best to get the fume hood that you can exhaust the fume directly outside. With this type of precautions, you should feel safe when you stir fry. Furthermore, you should have a good understanding of the heat capacity of your stove. This way, you can adjust the amount of heat that you apply to the wok. And this will prevent you from overheating the cooking oil. So that most of the time when you cook, you should cook under the smoking point of the oil. In fact, that is usually the case during most of the dishes that you cook. Once your wok is full of food ingredients, the oil temperature will not reach the smoking point. And in this case, you do not have to worry about the generation of cooking oil fume. This type of cooking is only done in professional kitchens that is well ventilated. It is not something that you should try at home, even you have a nice exhaust fume hood. And the key to stir frying, like everything else, is moderation. You only want to apply the amount of heat that is needed, not too much and not too little. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine. I use my fast cooking system that make home cooking to be practical, efficient, creative, and fun. If you want to learn more about my fast cooking system, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.